G'day guys, Skits here, and welcome to what should be my last Modern Warfare 3 commentary until the release of Black Ops 2. I know I'm extremely excited for that game, but basically today what I wanted to talk about was what my last impressions were for Modern Warfare 3. I want you guys to leave your comments because I want this to be sort of, I want to hear what you guys thought about this game as well, because I know it got very mixed feedback. Ever since the release of this game, it's gotten very mixed feedback. I've gone through periods of sort of detesting this game, I'm not going to lie, to quite, enjoying it and thinking quite highly of it. And at the moment, currently, as it stands, I think this game was a sort of 8 out of 10 in terms of Call of Duty. And I'm, oh god, duty. I can't even say that word because my expanders, but most Call of Duties, in my opinion, would get a sort of 9.5 out of 10, but this one probably an 8. If I had to say, I'd got to say this is probably one of the worst Call of Duties ever made. And I will get into that a bit later, but don't get me wrong, this game did some really good stuff. I did enjoy certain parts of it, but for the most part, I was a little bit unimpressed by a lot of the things. So, firstly, let's talk about the campaign and survival mode. Let's just touch on this very briefly, I don't want to bore you guys. So, the campaign, if you guys haven't played it, I really recommend you do play it. I recommend you do play any campaign because it was really epic, lots of explosions, good storyline, followed on well from Modern Warfare 2. They really did nothing wrong there. That was a really fun campaign. I really enjoyed it. Survival mode, I think it was a bit of a waste of a good idea. I think they had the right idea with making a sort of zombies sort of equivalent in Modern Warfare 3, but it just wasn't executed very well. And I think you guys can all agree with me when saying that zombies will always have the upper hand in terms of, survival mode against zombies, because zombies has so much more creativity. My one issue with this game was when I got bored of multiplayer, which, may I assure you, was regularly, I didn't have anything to sort of go to. I didn't have combat training, I didn't have zombies, and it just felt as though I didn't have enough replay value to keep me entertained with this game. So anyway, let's get into the multiplayer. Now, my main issue with the multiplayer, and this was ever since I started, was the lack of innovation. By this I mean, since the game first came out, I remember thinking to myself, what have they actually added that is significant in this game? Sure, I suppose you could say specialist, I suppose new maps. Is that really something that you can even talk about? Because, I just didn't think they added enough to make this game worth sort of coming back to and worth really highly of. The original Black Ops got extremely boring at times. You could still rely on, zombies and combat training and all that other sort of stuff that kept the game fun. And that's something that Modern Warfare 3 just didn't have at all. The most you could do is, Spec Ops was okay, I suppose. Just a bit of fun every now and then. But I suppose Infected, the community playlist, was quite a lot of fun to mess around with. That was one good thing that Infinity Ward added, that sort of community game modes. That did add a lot of fun, but Let's just go over some of the features that I thought were good and some of the ones that I thought were bad. So, I think we'll all agree in saying that I had to adjust a lot to this game, like a lot. And that's why, I don't know, maybe I'm still not finding this game that, I'm just not that good at this game, because I can't adjust to this game still. Even though it's been out for a year, I just still can't sort of get my head around the best way of sort of going about playing it. I think it's all about sort of learning the spawns really helps in this game, because the spawns were dreadful. But yeah, I really had to sort of adapt to a different playstyle with this game, which was odd because I wasn't used to doing that, and I think that's why I'm just not successful at this game to this day. I'm just not in finding it that fun and that easy. Certainly I thought Black Ops was a much easier game, and I think one of the main reasons that this game is a lot harder is the fact that you die so quickly. It only takes, 2 bullets of the ACR and you're dead, so it means that players that aren't that good can pretty easily kill you on high kill streaks, which was quite frustrating at times. But yeah, my main issue with the multiplayer was just that it was repetitive and it just didn't add enough new innovation and new features that we could sort of play around with. And obviously the spawns and the lack of sort of good guns and all that stuff just didn't help at all. Don't get me wrong, there were some really good features. The fact that kill streaks restacked after you earned them all was a great feature. That just meant that sort of you could go through kill streaks, get lots of kills without dying. The fact that you could put different kill streaks on different class loadouts was a great idea as well. The fact that you could cycle through kill streaks was a good idea as well. And Specialist I thought was a good idea as well. But I feel as though that's sort of the pinnacle of what I can really talk about Modern Warfare 3 in sort of a positive way. Also, I did like the way that they reward you for capping flags. That was sort of good, the way you can get kill streaks for capping flags. But, there just wasn't enough creativity in this game. It's as though the sort of developers were just like, okay, we'll just make an expansion for Modern Warfare 2. We'll get rid of Danger Close, noob tubing, and we'll just make this. Because really, if you think about it, all they added were new maps, a few new guns, 2 new game modes, and that's really it. Nothing that was drastically fun to mess around with. The fact that he died so fast for me was just a massive letdown. I'm not even going to go into death streaks because we all know how ridiculously dumb they are. The maps were just average. They lacked creativity. They were sort of colorless. A lot of camping spots in them. Guns were, I found, very boring because they were very generic Modern Warfare guns that we'd seen before. Guns like the all those sort of guns that we'd seen before, the M4 and guns like that. And I just felt as though there wasn't enough sort of creativity in the guns. There wasn't enough depth in guns. I thought the shotguns were a little bit sort of underpowered. I thought they could have really added a lot with guns to make it really interesting, new attachments and all that sort of stuff. I do think proficiencies was a good idea. It sort of added to the game a little bit, but in general, there just wasn't enough added to this game. That was my main problem with multiplayer. Also, kill streaks got shot down way too easily, way too quickly as well. It means that you get a kill streak, you get a high kill streak, and they're immediately shot down. That's what I really like about dogs in Black Ops. That you feel so that people won't often shoot them down. The advanced UAV was pretty useless. Support was completely overpowered. It means that a crap player can really easily do well. So yeah, my main issue with this game was I didn't think there was anything that ruined the game as such. I just thought it was a very boring, sort of lacking in innovation sort of Call of Duty, and I really think they could have made this quite a good game if they added all these new things that people would have wanted, heaps of different game modes and all that sort of stuff to make it a really interesting game that people would actually want to go back to. But I might go back to this game eventually, maybe when I'm sort of sick of Black Ops 2, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. But this probably will be my last Modern Warfare 3 commentary for a good few months, so I do want to thank you guys for all the support you've given me throughout Modern Warfare 3's lifespan. Although I haven't been enjoying this game that much, you guys still gave me some good feedback on all my videos, and I really do appreciate it, guys. So, thanks for watching. If you're excited for Black Ops 2, then let me know below. I don't know why I even said that, but leave a comment as to what you thought of this game, and hopefully I'll see you guys in Black Ops 2. I've got big plans for that game, so yeah, see you guys later.